this is Colleen from Keeping the Peace, and welcome back to another episode, the 5th episode of Malfunction Clearance 101. Today we're talking about a failure to eject. So your round of ammunition has gotten from the magazine into the chamber, the firing pin has struck it, it has fired, the casing has been extracted from your chamber, however it has failed to fully eject through the ejection port, and it's most likely gotten caught by your slide like this. Now this is a snap cap. I don't have casings here at my classroom, so this is a snap cap that we're going to use to replicate this. If you happen to have a hand load of spare brass laying around that's just the casings, feel free to use that for this drill. That's totally fine. I just don't happen to have it here. So I'm just going to use a snap cap. All you do to replicate that is just grip the gun like you would fire it, wrap 2 fingers around the top of the slide, just pull it back slightly and trap it in there. Okay? Sometimes failure to eject will trap to the side, sometimes it'll be to the top. And again, it doesn't have a nice round edge, it's got a kind of a sharp, casing edge because the bullet has gone out the front of the gun. So that's kind of what it would look like. You would still have a magazine in behind it, so I'm just going to put one snap cap in my magazine and place that in right behind. Now, when you have a failure to eject, this is going to be another instance where when you try to place your next shot, you have a floppy trigger because the hammer cannot fall because your slide is out of battery. Again, you can see the guide rod sticking out the front. You can tell this is way out of battery, much more so than the failure to extract. So there we go. You're going to be trying to focus on your front sight, but in this case, I can't even see it because there's something sticking up in front of it. If the casing were trapped to the side, I might still be able to see my front sight and might still try to press off another shot. Now, I've seen this taught 2 different ways how to clear this. Some people teach to go ahead and do the tap, rack, and roll. That works well if you always grab rearward of the ejection port. As long as you always grab rearward of the ejection port, then it won't matter if there's something trapped in the ejection port. If, however, any part of your hand covers the ejection port, you're going to get caught up on the brass and end up trapping it in and causing a double feed, most likely. So you should be grabbing your slide behind the ejection port anyway, but just kind of look at yourself and see what you do. Some people teach to sweep across that and knock it out, okay? However, a lot of times when you just knock it out, which it's sometimes hard to do, you can see how it kind of wants to stick in there. You can, slice up your hand, and a lot of times, even when you knock it out, you still have to cycle your slide to get something in behind it. So how I like to do it is, I've got a floppy trigger, nothing's happening, just rack and roll, and you've got the next one that's in there. You do need to roll for this. If you don't roll, then gravity is going to let that fall straight back down in and induce a double feed. So when you're clearing a stovepipe or a failure to eject, you definitely want to incorporate the roll. So let's do that again. Let's try that again. I'm going to go ahead and induce that one more time so you can see it one more time. So I'm just going to trap a snap cap right here in the top. I'm going to place one snap cap in my magazine. Put that in right behind. I'm going to try to take my shot, but it's floppy, nothing's happening. Tap, rack, and bang. So there you go. I hope that helps you. For this type of malfunction, there's not a lot you can do to prevent it except make sure that you are a very firm wall behind your gun. Sometimes failures to eject fully happen because you're mushy behind your gun, and when your slide is trying to come fully rearward to let it eject, you're moving back slightly too, which decreases the amount your slide is going rearward, if you can picture that. So my slide needs to go all the way back to here in order to function properly. If I move back while it's trying to come back, I'm taking away some of its function. So make sure that you're very firm. If you find that you have a lot of stovepipes or a lot of failures to eject, then it might be something you're doing. If it happens once in a blue moon under high stress, then it's probably just something that's happened. Generally, people that experience this malfunction experience it a lot. And if you just firm yourself up behind the gun, be a solid wall, make sure that you have nice straight bone structure behind your gun, not this type of thing where your wrist can bend. Be firm, then you should probably be able to fix the problem. But if it does happen and you need to clear it, tap, rack, roll, and you're good to go. See you in the next one. Bye.